Okay, good evening everybody. Welcome to this evening's press conference. We've got simultaneous translation available, so for any press wishing to use that, please use the headsets provided. If you'd like a question, please put your hand up and we'll get around the room as much as we can. Who wants to kick things off for today? Okay, we'll be off. Thanks for that. Anyone? Okay. Adam.
I'll go over it then.
What's the latest team news? Obviously, Raheem's not travelled. How's Matteo, Dennis Sorare, and Wesley Fofana returned today?
All the three are in the squad, so that's good. Like I said before, the previous game they were getting closer to minutes. The challenge for us obviously is to build them up and to make sure they're right from a game time perspective. But it's good that Wesley, Dennis, and Matteo are with the group.
Sammy.
Graham, just a question about you.
Absolutely. It'd be strange if I wasn't. There you go. Because as you said, it's the knockout stage of the Champions League, the absolute, I would say, pinnacle in terms of the game. Great test, playing against a fantastic club and a team in front of 80 odd thousand here. So wonderful occasion. I think we're all looking forward to the match. All understand the challenge that awaits us, but really excited for it.
Okay, Jacob, I think you need to talk to the microphone next to you, please. Try that. Press it once. Now
There we go.
last week.
Hi, Graham. I know you're not on social media, but there's been some stuff floating around between Marc Cucurella and Mudryk from the weekend. Mudryk appeared to like and then unlike a meme that criticised Cucurella, and then there's a video floating around of him with a former teammate who says, "Do Chelsea need a new left back?" and he appears to say yes. I don't know if you're aware of anything that's gone on between the two, if there's a problem that you need to address, because there's just from Saturday's game where it looks like Cucurella doesn't sort of pick out Mudryk's runs, seems to sort of go inside instead of passing to him. Seems like there's maybe a disconnect between the two. Are you aware of anything you need to fix?
Well, there's no problem in terms of anything sinister at all. If anything, it's just teammates understanding each other. It's quite a common problem, I would say, when to pass and at what point and what time. Playing against the back five, West Ham make it difficult for you to access maybe the wide man's feet, and it's just an understanding of when to play in space or how to make the runs. I think it's just Misha's, I think that's his third game with us, so there's no problem. It's more just an understanding challenge, which is quite easy to understand when you understand when you recognise the context that we're in. Well, his career is... It doesn't surprise me because my first impressions of him were incredibly positive. Really humble guy, very intelligent, articulate, open-minded, creative, everything you want. I think for a coach, he has those attributes. And, if you look at his career, he's had a variety of experiences in a variety of places, done lots of different roles, accumulated experience. So he has a nice mix of both things. And then you can see the quality of work that he's done recently. I think certainly from the break that Dortmund have had a fantastic run. They're an organised, really organised team that attack well, defend well, and have got good individuals within there. So he's done a fantastic job. I'm pleased for him. Obviously, I want to make it difficult for him in the next couple of games, but after that, I wish him well.
Hi, Graham. Hiya. Just following on from Jacob's point, if I may, just briefly, you say that it's a question of understanding. Is there kind of a case now that you've got so many new players that they all have to work a bit on understanding each other, and that maybe have a bit of patience with each other as they get to know each other?
Well, we've got a squad that we have. It's a Chelsea squad. It's a squad that we're really excited about. But at the same time, we know there are challenges. We know there's work that we have to do. And whenever you're forming a new group, if all of us just started to work together, we would have to take some time, and we'd have to understand each other, and understand what makes us tick, and understand how we can help each other. But I must say that's the impression I get when I see the boys on a daily basis. Is good spirit, good harmony. They're pushing each other in a good way. We had a good training session today. You can see the guys are working hard, trying to support the team, trying to support each other. So, whilst there are challenges, there are lots of things to be happy about as well.
After the game on Saturday, that maybe you don't get angry enough as well about, particularly the handball at West Ham. And some quite senior ex-footballers were saying that you should have got angry about it. Firstly, I just wonder what your take is on that, and secondly, more interesting, just what does make you angry then? What's made you angry in the past year or so? Is there anything make you angry?
Apart from these questions, I would say, well, I'm careful not to get into discussion with the media through the media. Of course I get angry. I'm a human being, just like you. It's just that I choose to conduct myself the way that I think is the right way to conduct myself on the side. I think the same media are talking about me being more angry, and then running stories about problems with referees at grassroots football. I don't see the connection. That's not to say that we don't all lose our temper, because we do, because it's an emotional thing. But at the same time, I think I have a responsibility to myself, to Chelsea, and to the game to act in the way that I think is the right thing for me. Not for anybody else, but for me. If you think that you can start a coaching career in the ninth tier of English football, in the Northern Counties, not the Prem, the Northern Counties Division 1, and get to this point now as in the Chelsea Champions League without getting angry or being nice, then I would suggest you don't know anything about anything.
Okay. At the back there.
Hello, Pote. Hi. Here, Marcelo Beckler from... Here, do you see me? Yeah. Marcelo Beckler from TNT Sports Brazil. After spending more money than 5 leagues together at the winter window, Chelsea spent more than La Liga, Bundesliga, Ligue 1, Serie A Italiana. Do you think that there is a big obligation to win champions and to win the Champions League, to win the Premier League? And also, if you can answer me, how can clubs with a small budget can compete with Chelsea on long term?
Well, of course, there's more pressure and expectation that when you spend money, there is a 2 + 2 is 4, which is you should win. Thankfully, we know that football doesn't work exactly like that, because you need resources to win. Don't get me wrong, but I think you need more than that, and that's the challenge. That's the more than that money doesn't buy you. So you have to. That's where you have to do your work. My experience is that you have to align your resources very, very well. You have to understand the opportunities that you have and the strengths that you have, and maybe the way that you can compete against teams with more resources than you. But it can be done. Can a Brighton consistently win the Premier League 4 out of 5 times? No, probably not, I would say, because there's 95% of leagues are determined by finance, I would say. But at the same time, if you're not in those big ones, you want to be the 5% that's bucking the trend. And how you do that is, like I said, understand your idea, understand the opportunity that you have, and align whatever resources you have in a good way. It's like warfare. Sometimes the guerrilla warfare can win. You don't always have to have the big guns and the big ammo, but sometimes it helps as well.
Okay, we're going to do 2 more, and then we've got the player coming in, Matt Law, and then Liam Toomey to finish. Matt.
Hi, Graham. You're in the slightly unusual situation because of circumstance of having to leave quite a lot of first-team players behind, players who've been playing for you recently and in the squad recently, as well as others who haven't been. I just wondered whether you've done anything special for them, whether a first-team coach has maybe stayed behind so that they can work with first-team coaches who might normally come on these trips, or whether you've had special chats with them or anything like that.
No, I mean we trained today, so the players that are out of the group had a good training session. They'll be free tomorrow and watch the game, and then we're back so we can train on Thursday. So they don't miss too much in terms of their own preparation. They'll be available for Southampton and ready there. And the guys the other players are still coming back from injury, so Raheem and NG and Christian Pulisic, and they'll just be working away back at Cobham. So it's just part of the challenge we have at the moment, but everybody's been absolutely fine.
Last question, Liam Toomey.
Hi, Graham.
Hi.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, Graham. I remember you said when you took the job that part of your adjustment would be getting to understand the players as people, the group of players that you'd walked into. Obviously, that group has changed a lot. In January, you've got not a lot of new players to work with. Do you feel that you've got a good understanding now of the new signings in terms of their personalities and what they bring to the group from that perspective?
I would say yes and no. I think you need more than a couple of weeks to get to know somebody properly, especially someone like Enzo, for example, whose English is at the moment quite limited. But you also get the sense of them as people because of the interactions that they have with the other staff, and you watch how they behave, so you see the qualities that they have. But I must admit, I've been really pleased with how the new guys have settled into the group, and also how the existing players have helped them come into the club. I think you're going to speak to Aspie later, who's a fantastic professional, fantastic person who understands the club, understands what's required to be a Chelsea player, and has really helped with that process. So we're fortunate that we have someone like him.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thanks, everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, thank you.